got just a few words to say about the Graves Disease and Thyroid Foundation, and kind of the thing that pulled this whole presentation together today is we've got started off with a young lady named Michaela Quay, who you can see on the left-hand side near the Golden Gate Bridge. She was diagnosed with Graves in, I believe, 2010. And she just really kind of got this bug, and you'll meet her tonight, that she wanted to do something to raise awareness and to give back. And she said, you know, I think I'll do a 3,000-mile bike ride. And so she actually got a team that went from Anchorage, Alaska, down to San Francisco. And so that was the conclusion of their ride last year. Just so happened this year, there was another team and a gentleman named Elias McQuaid. His sister has Graves, and he was looking to do a similar project, and he and Michaela connected, and he ended up contacting the foundation, and so his team set out from Boston on May the 26th in order to raise funds and awareness for Graves' disease and other thyroid issues, and they just today crossed the Golden Gate Bridge, so we're very excited that they had a safe journey. Just a little bit about the foundation. We've been around for more than 20 years. We were founded by a Graves patient named Nancy Patterson, and she was actually a nurse, and when she got diagnosed, she was frustrated with how few resources there were and how few opportunities to connect with other patients, and so she started this whole foundation. We are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. And as far as I know, we're the only nonprofit that will actually provide one-on-one services to patients with Graves' disease and thyroid issues. There's some other organizations that have great information on the internet, but I think what's unique about our organization is you can actually email us and get a person, or call us on the phone and get a person. We're patients and we're advocates. We're not doctors, so we can't give medical advice, but we can give general information and certainly offer support. And these are just some of the programs that we offer. As I mentioned, you can reach us via toll-free phone. You can reach us via email. We've got a website that's got more than 40 free informational publications on Graves' disease. We've also got an online forum that's hosted by trained facilitators. Again, they won't give medical advice, but a great place to get support and get general questions answered. We've just started a new online physician registry. One of the frustrations we hear is that a lot of endocrinologists primarily see diabetes patients. They might see 1 or 2 Graves patients a year, and so we're just starting a registry. And these are doctors that have told us they have specific expertise in Graves. So we're hoping over the years this will really grow into a nice resource. It's not only endocrinologists, but also ophthalmologists, endocrine surgeons, basically anybody that's got a specialty in dealing with Graves. Educational events like this we love to sponsor. We also do an annual patient and family conference, and I'll talk about that shortly. The next one's coming up in San Diego in October. If you're on our mailing list, we do offer an e-newsletter that we send out once a month, and we've also got a print newsletter that goes out twice a year, and there's some samples of the print newsletter on the table there if you'd like to grab one of those. And then we do have, in some parts of the country, we've got local support groups, and those are led by people that have been diagnosed, they've selected a treatment option, they've been through the process, and they're ready to give back. And so right now we've got just a handful of those across the country, but we're certainly looking to expand. Just in the last 18 months or so, we've got really into social media. We've got a very active page on Facebook. You can find us there if you do a search for GDATF. We've just gotten into Twitter. We've got actually quite a few free educational videos on our YouTube site. This is footage from our conference that we had last year that was up in Boston in November. So those are all free resources. And we're just kind of getting our feet wet in LinkedIn. Don't have a super active presence on LinkedIn, but you can definitely find us on all of these other sites. This is just a quick screenshot of our website. We are at gdatf.org, so quite a bit of information and resources available there. And this is actually a shot of the hotel where our conference this year is going to be held. It's the Kona Kai Resort and Spa in San Diego. They have offered our guests a special rate of $109 a night, which is a pretty nice rate for that time of year. And there is early bird registration available for the conference that will be available through, I think, September 1st. So if you go to that gdatf.org site, you can get the link to the registration and all of that good stuff. These are just a few of the topics that we've covered at past conferences. overview of Graves disease, my approach to evaluating patients with Graves' eye disease, strabismus surgery, do you remember that from 2010? Yep, in San Diego. Graves in pregnancy, treatment of hypothyroidism, so you'll see really a whole bunch of different topics that are all specific to Graves' disease. And in addition to the main presentations, we also do some support group breakout sessions. And we split up the patients and the family members. Now, where are the family members again? I know we had a few as we were doing introductions. We love you, but we know we drive you totally nuts sometimes. And sometimes you kind of need to get off on your own and vent a little bit. And sometimes we need to vent a little bit about you too, and that's okay. So we split up the patients and the family members. Great opportunity for just open discussion, connection. There are people that have made lasting friendships just from attending these conferences. We also do a couple of Ask the Doctor sessions over meals. So people will be sitting out eating their lunch or their breakfast, and there will be a panel up here with doctors, and you can write down your questions. And the doctors will just go through the questions and knock off as many of them as they can. So that's a great opportunity. And the presenters really make themselves accessible to the attendees during the meal times and at breaks. It's a really, really nice setup. We are a 501c3, or as I mentioned, organization, so donations are tax deductible, and several ways to make donations there. And so that's my kind of view from 30,000 feet about the foundation. Do you have any questions for me before we move on to the rest of the presentations?